Welcome to our new student dual enrollment orientation. We are super excited to have this event for you all tonight. We wanted to get one in before summer school starts. So again, thank you for attending, and we look forward to working with your dual enrollment student. All right, in our main campus contacts, our Dean of College Access and Partnerships, Dr. Jessica Ranero Ramirez. This is the College and Career Pathways Department. Our Senior Administrative Assistant is Miss Linda Smith, and our part-time specialist is Miss Michaela Canales. All three of those ladies are housed at Alvin Community College. All right, understanding pathways and course types. Currently in Alvin ISD, we have two pathways that you can take. And for PISD and Danbury ISD, we have the academic pathway. So the academic dual enrollment college courses are the core college courses that are part of ACC's transfer pathway degree. These courses are our Englishes, our histories, our governments, our psychologies. These courses transfer to any Texas public college or university, as long as students receive a grade of C or higher in that course. And they also transfer to most public out-of-state universities. I would recommend talking to those universities out of state to ensure that these classes will transfer. And also for private institutions, there are some private schools that take these courses as well. Baylor is one. Houston Christian University is one. So again, I would check with the private schools as well as the out-of-state schools. And then we have technical dual degree courses that are part of our workforce certificates. They do not transfer to the universities, but they can transfer among community colleges. So an example of one of those courses is our EMT courses in Alvin ISD that we have at JB Hensler. Again, technical dual enrollment courses are only available in Alvin ISD at this time. All right, understanding the difference between dual enrollment and earning a dual degree. So dual enrollment is when a student takes a college course in high school and they can earn both high school and college credit. These courses can be academic courses or technical courses in Alvin ISD. As long as your student is a dual enrollment student, their ACC advisor on their campus will always register them in their college courses. So students that are in high school, you do not register yourself for your college courses. And then our other option is our dual degree. And dual degree is everything that we talked about listed above with dual enrollment, plus the opportunity to earn an Associates of Arts degree in General Studies while you're in high school. This is the only degree that we offer to students that are in the dual enrollment program. This degree is made up of 60 college hours of academic courses. So that can range anywhere from 13 to 16 courses, depending on what you take. The sciences are 4-hour credits as well as the Spanishes, so it just kind of depends on how your coursework aligns. Students must self-disclose that they are degree seeking to their ACC dual enrollment advisor. So what that means is students, you must let your dual enrollment advisor know that you are interested in earning the associate's degree. So please let your advisors know that. All right, understanding the college numbering system. So as shown on the screen, the ENGL is the department of the course, so that would be English. The first number indicates the college level. So ones indicate freshman level courses, twos indicate sophomore level courses. Being a community college, those are the two numbering systems that we use for freshman and sophomore. So when you go to the university level, the numbers will be 3 or 4 or higher. But here at the community college, 1 is for freshman level, 2 is for sophomore level. Also, the second number indicates the amount of credit hours that you are receiving. So biology 2401, anatomy and physiology, it is a sophomore level course, and you can earn 4 credit hours in this course. These classes have a lab with it, so there's a 3-hour lecture plus 1 hour of lab, which equals 4 college credit hours.
Okay, this is an example of the ACC academic transfer pathway or the associate degree in general studies. So your pathway or your 4-year plan may not look exactly like this. This is just an example that we use to start with. We have the high school classes, and in red, we have credit classes plugged in, and then you can take classes over the summer if you're busy with sports or extracurricular stuff. During the school year, we work with you to come up with a plan that's going to work for you. And also, a lot of students end up taking AP credits, and those will fit in with this also and work towards your associate degree. This is an example of the certificate pathway. Like we mentioned, we have this with Alvin ISD, and this is what the student would have to take in this order to earn their certificate with Alvin ISD and with ACC. So did you know that dual credit or dual enrollment courses are taught by ACC instructors or credentialed ISD instructors? The college courses are offered at the high school campus. The students don't need to leave to go to the classes. They don't have to take a shuttle. Well, actually, some of them do for biology for JB Hensler. But the students in the dual credit program also can take courses online or at the ACC campuses because they are students with ACC. Your ACC dual enrollment advisor is on your campus to assist you. So if you have any questions while you're in the program, you have an advisor that is assigned to you, and they should be on your high school campus. The dual enrollment college courses are not AP courses. So I mentioned AP in the slide before this, or the 2 slides before this. AP, or advanced placement courses, are high school courses that are taught by high school teachers, and they have that test at the end of the year that you take where the test determines the college credit. Dual enrollment courses are college courses, and whatever grade you get in that class is going to be the grade on your college transcript, and you'll also get high school credit. The AP courses are usually weighted at a higher GPA than enrollment courses in the ISDs that we work with. Students in the dual enrollment program are exempt from the Texas 6-drop rule while they're enrolled in the program or while they're in high school. So Texas has a rule where if you drop more than 6 courses, college courses, then it becomes an issue. So if you've heard of that rule or if you're aware of that rule, it does not apply. The class attendance is mandatory, so students may have to make a choice between academics and their extracurricular activities. Sometimes that's something they would want to communicate with their professors, but it does require sometimes a sacrifice. Work and study expectations are that of a college student, and access to the ACC Dual Enrollment Student Handbook can be found on our website. And we also, I believe, sent information in our packets that we had out to students. But you can always contact your ACC advisor if you have any questions about what to do in a certain situation that you're having with your class. What happened? There we go. What is a syllabus? So the syllabus is something that you're going to have in all of your classes. Usually, if it's an online class, first thing that you find in Blackboard, or if it's an in-person class, it's the first thing that you'll be handed the first day of class. It's an outline of information about the course that you're taking. For each course, the students are going to receive a syllabus that has the course name, so you'll know the name of the class you're taking with the course name and number, so you know how many credits you're earning. The instructor's name, contact info, office hours, whether or not the course has a textbook, if that information can be found online, or if you're going to have to have a hard copy textbook, a lot of times now they're online. So there should be information on there for how you can find a textbook in Blackboard. The objectives, the assignments, due dates, how you have to submit assignments for that course, is attendance required, grading. Well, attendance is required, but sometimes it's graded differently in different classes. So it will be part of the grading system. Late work policies that professor may have, because all the professors, they have the autonomy to have their own grading policies. Academic dishonesty statement that explains a lot about plagiarism and how that's not allowed in college. The college resources that are available to you. A lot of that too is on our website, which a lot of students don't usually go to. So if you can't find something in the pod, if you just go to our website, usually you can find it there. And you can also look up course syllabi before you take the class on our website. So college grades, they're a little bit different than the way the high schools do grades. Ours are A is a 90 to 100, B is an 80 to 89, C is a 70 to 79, D is a 60 to 69. The college grades are reported in Blackboard. So we don't always have grades that come out in progress reports through Skyward, sent out to students and parents. If you want to know your grade, you really need to look into Blackboard to see where you're at in the class. If you don't see your grades in there, you can feel free to reach out to your professor and ask them for a course average. Again, it's this information is not going to be reported all the time in your high school reporting system, Skyward. So if you want to know your grades or your true average, you need to go look in Blackboard. Students are responsible for keeping track of their grades. So in college courses, it's not unusual for you to only have about 4 major assignments for the semester. So that's very different than students who maybe have taken AP courses before, where they have a whole lot of grades, a whole lot of projects and assignments. It's a very different atmosphere, but the same rigor for the course. Dual enrollment advisors do not have access to your grades. So yeah, we can't get into Blackboard for your Blackboard class to see your grades. So if you have a question about your grades, you need to communicate with your professor directly. And we can help you get in contact. Like if you've been trying to reach them and you haven't been able to get through to them, there may just be like a mishap. Like maybe you're using your high school email, because a lot of times students will have both of their emails logged in on their computer, and they'll be emailing their professor from their high school email, but our professors cannot identify you that way. You have to email them from your ACC email address. So for it to be official, they have to communicate with you that way. So if you're having an issue, contacting them, we can help you, but that's where you need to start first, is with them.
Course concerns. Questions or concerns regarding curriculum, grades, or assignments should be addressed initially by the student. First, contact the instructor. And then if you are not able to resolve any issues or anything with the instructor, then you contact the dean or chair. If the student is unsuccessful and parental involvement is warranted, a FERPA form must be on file and parents must have the FERPA access code before the professor will discuss directly with the parent. The ACC advisor cannot assist with grades, assignments, curriculum, or any classroom-specific concerns. These concerns must be addressed with the instructor and dean directly. All right, so withdrawing from a course. Once the college course begins, students are not allowed move to a different section. Students have the choice to stay in a course or drop the course by the withdrawal deadline. So when classes starts for ACC, you are not able to change your courses, add another course or anything like that, but you can withdraw from that course. It is better for a student to drop a course than receive an F on their college transcript, which will impact their college GPA that follows them after high school. It's so important. If you're struggling with a course or you're not able to just get that grade that you need, to be successful in that course, we always recommend that our students drop that class before they get an F, because if they get an F, it's really going to affect their GPA. Dual enrollment students are not required to stay in dual enrollment courses. Withdrawals or drops do not count against the total Texas 6 drop limit. That's what Ms. Martin was just briefly talking about, that drop does not go against you guys as a dual enrollment student. So again, if you're struggling with the course, you're not able to get the grade that you need to be successful in that course, please communicate with your advisor in order to drop you out that class. To withdraw from a course, the students need to speak with their ACC advisor before the withdrawal deadline. When a student drops a course, their current grade follows them into the next course. Fall withdrawal deadline is November the 15th, and spring withdrawal deadline is April 16th. Those dates are very important. Your advisor will communicate that with you throughout the term to make sure that you understand the withdrawal date. So if you need to drop a course, you can do it before the deadline. All right, communicating with your professor. Students should always communicate through their college email to their professors in a respectful way. Example, addressing them as Mr. or Miss or Professor. Majority of the time, they like to be addressed as Professor or your instructor. Students that participate in extracurricular activities and may have to miss class should inform the professor of their absences early in the semester via their college email. That is very important. Your professors want to treat you like an adult. Just as if you had a job and you cannot make it to work, you have to communicate with your supervisor. So you have to do the same thing with your professor. So make sure you communicate with your professor. Just because your high school are aware of you not being present, that is not the same for your professor, because they work for ACC, not for the high school. So make sure you are communicating with your professors. Students should always communicate with professors regarding their assignments, issues, grade issues, or missing class concerns. Students, please allow professors 24 to 48 hours to respond to your emails. Always speak with your professors about a concern you may have in class first before coming to your advisor. Your advisor is there to support you, but the main person you need to communicate with is your professor. All right, and lastly, FERPA. I spoke about this earlier. This is the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act. For parents to be able to speak with the professor about their students' grades or assignments, the student must complete a student record release in the POD. The student will enter the name of the individual that they wish to share their college information with and assign the individual a PIN number. That PIN number is very important to give to when you're trying to make a payment for the student or speak with the professor. Then you need that PIN number in order to get information about the student. The individual must use the number when contacting the college about the student's information.
I'm going to talk to y'all really quickly about the dual enrollment academic standards. With Alvin Community College, a 2.0 GPA or greater is expected. The college cumulative GPA is calculated at the completion of each semester. So you'll have a semester GPA and you'll have a cumulative GPA. We focus on the cumulative GPA when we talk about probation or suspension from the program. Students whose college cumulative GPA is below a 2.0 will be placed on probation, and they may be subject to suspension from enrolling in additional dual enrollment courses for one long semester, either the fall or the spring. Students who are placed on probation or suspension will meet with their advisor to complete an academic improvement plan. If the semester GPA remains below a 2.0, they may be suspended from taking dual enrollment courses. So if you're a student and you're planning on getting that 60-hour degree program and your GPA falls below a 2.0 and stays below a 2.0, you may not be able to get to that 60-hour degree completion. If a student is placed on suspension from dual enrollment or does not agree with the dual enrollment academic improvement plan, they can appeal to the dual enrollment academic probation committee. For languages other than English, foreign languages, and math, a grade of C or higher is required to move to the next level of foreign language or math. So if you're going to be a 9th grader next year and you're taking Spanish 1411, if you don't make a C or better in that first semester class, then you don't get to progress on to the second semester class. That's to guarantee the transferability of core courses. For the academic standards, the automatic withdrawal policy, students who are placed in an alternative school or facility due to disciplinary reasons exceeding 1 week will be automatically withdrawn from dual enrollment courses and assigned a W for each course. So as if you've withdrawn from or dropped the class. Students remaining enrolled during the 1 week placement are responsible for all assignments missed. They'll be held to any grading penalty incurred due to the attendance policy of the course. Students may appeal the automatic withdrawal by completing the dual enrollment disciplinary withdrawal appeal request form. If you find yourself in that situation, it is very important that you communicate with your professor. They're not necessarily going to receive an automatic notice the way maybe a high school teacher would be notified. For Homebound, if a student is entering a semester on Homebound status, they know that they're going to be on Homebound, then those students should work with the advisor to enroll in online classes. Students enrolled in a college class on the high school campus who require Homebound status during the semester, you don't start off on Homebound, but something happens and you go Homebound, you can withdraw from the college course if prior to the published withdrawal deadline. You could receive permission from the faculty member to continue under their guidelines. Students are responsible for assignments missed and would be subject to any grading penalty. Or they could receive an incomplete grade in the class if the faculty member deems it appropriate. And then, of course, we have the course grade appeal. This all goes back to communicate with your professor first. I feel like all of the advisors have had a student come in who want to appeal a grade, and the very first thing we say is, have you had a conversation with the professor? A student shall have 1 year from the date a grade is assigned to submit a grade appeal. Students shall not be permitted to submit a grade appeal because of general dissatisfaction with the grade, when a penalty has been assigned to the grade, or due to the outcome of a course as a result of the grade. In addition, disagreement with the instructor's professional judgment of the quality of the student's work and performance shall not be permitted as a basis for a grade appeal. During an appeal, the student is required to first meet with a faculty member for discussion and to seek resolution. If resolution does not occur at the faculty level, the student may first appeal to the dean and then to the VPI, the Vice President of Instruction, for further consideration. The VPI may schedule a conference with the student or refer the appeal to an academic appeals committee. Since only grade appeals will be considered by the academic appeals committee, this is a designated committee and not an open institutional standing committee. Complete procedures for grade appeal can be found in ACC's local policy. It is online. Of course, grade appeal form can be obtained, and then there's a website for you there. But certainly, I feel like all of the advisors have had discussions with students about grade appeal and what that actually looks like.
Awesome. All right, I'm Ms. Silvis, and I'm going to take over with parent tips to aid in student success. So as a parent, we do know that we want to know everything that's going on with our students, but we've come up with a couple of things that we feel are really important and how you as a parent of a dual enrollment student can be to help them aid in their success. So of course, at the beginning of the semester, reviewing the course syllabus with your student is very important. Recognizing that your parental role as related to their education shifts from primary advocate to secondary advocate. When your student is rolled into a college course, they will now be advocating for themselves. So it's helpful if you can encourage their independence in problem solving. Allow your student the opportunity to resolve any academic concerns. And as I mimic what Ms. Thompson said, have them contact their instructors. Our main mode of communication is email. Always email their instructors from their ACC email address. You can also help your student prepare for possible challenges that may arise throughout the school year. Assist in developing time management skills. Encourage your student to be engaged and aware in class. And really important, understand that sometimes a straight A high school student may make their first C in college. It's not hard to do when you have so many things going on and something might slip through the cracks. But always, again, help your student to communicate with their professor in a professional and respectful way. And please help remind your student to check their emails daily. Course accommodations. So in the high school setting, we have several accommodations put in place for students to be successful through either 504 plans or individual education plans. Those plans on the high school campus also need to be requested through the college. And you can do that by visiting the ACC Student Accessibility Services webpage, or you can also contact them directly with the phone number that's listed or the email of sas@alvincollege.edu. And you'll have to set up an appointment with them. You'll have to contact the office every semester to make sure any letters of accommodations get to the instructors for each semester. If this is going to be your first semester in dual enrollment, it's a good thing to start now. So all of those accommodations are in place before your first day of class. Now logging into the pod. So this is a very important part of our dual enrollment process. The students have access to everything in the pod. Their grades, their classrooms, their instructors, their email, the schedule of the college. It's very important that they access this information. So when you go to our webpage, alvincollege.edu, at the top, there's going to be a pod link right there. You'll just click on it. You were also sent, all the students were sent an email with the ACC ID, Access ID, and ACC email address right after their application was processed. So it may have gone into your junk or spam folder. So also check there too. They'll set up their pod account and email using the instructions that are in there. And make sure this is done before the first week of school, because students have a really hard time that first week trying to get logged in. We are there on campus to help, but this is a very important part of it. So if you could follow the instructions that are given in the email, that'd be great. The next page, the next slide is an example of what your letter would have been, the letter that you received from ACC once your application goes in. And then it also gives you different policies and procedures, who to contact for your next step. And then it goes down to tell you who your advisor is. I think it's a little more generic now where they just have a list of all of us at the bottom, but it does have all your information at the top. So if you need help logging onto your pod, into your pod or your ACC email, contact the ACC IT Help Desk. Your original email, your original password, to set up the pod will be a forgot password. You won't know your password. It's not something they send you. And then it'll refer you back to enter your email address that you listed in your application. But the ACC, the IT services at alvincollege.edu can help you. Please have your pod set up before classes begin. So in order to make your payment, and our payment deadline for fall is August 20th, you'll go to alvincollege.edu. On that red ribbon, there'll be a paying for college. When you hover over that and you'll pull the drop-down box, it'll say make a payment. When you click that button, it'll open up another link and you'll use their ACC ID and date of birth to log in. Make sure you're using a 6-digit date of birth, 2 month, 2 day, 2 year. The next slide talks to you about how to purchase or rent your textbooks. Students should have their textbooks purchased before the second class day, because we have some classes that are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Make sure you know when your classes are to make sure you have your book available. If you purchase the book before the first class day, make sure you don't open it and keep the receipt. Now, most of our books are connected to your tuition. So if you've got that, then it'll be in your pod. But here you could go to alvinccstore.com. You can actually go to the store at Alvin Community College, or you can do it online.
All right. Understanding the TSI A2. This test is a diagnostic college placement exam over reading, writing, and math. Passing scores for both sections. For the English and reading section, you need a 945 or higher in the reading, and an essay score of a 5 or higher to be considered passing for both parts. Below a 945 in reading with a diagnostic score of a 5 or a 6, and an essay of a 5 or higher can also give you a passing for the TSI. For math, you need a 950 or higher to be considered passing. Or if you score below a 950 and you have a diagnostic score of a 6, you will be considered passing as well. I know that can be quite confusing, so again, please contact your ACC advisor if you need clarification on this information. Also, one more thing about TSI, if you've taken the SAT or the ACT and you score a certain score, you can also receive an exemption. So feel free to ask your advisor about that as well. All right, so we have several resources, tutoring resources to help our dual enrollment students. First is our ACC Learning Lab. We have free in-person and online tutoring where students can go into their accounts and schedule tutoring appointments with our tutors that we have. So the Learning Lab is one. You also have computer and printer access there, as well as information on academic success strategies. And the Learning Lab is on the 2nd floor in our main campus building, the A building in A204B. If you have any questions about anything pertaining to the Learning Lab, their number is listed on here. Take a picture of this slide. They are open this summer, Monday through Thursdays from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. During the school year, they are open on Fridays from 8 to 5 p.m. During the summers, the college is closed on Fridays, so they will not be open on Fridays. And then you also have another option that's in your Blackboard portal. It's called Tutor Me, and this is a free 24-hour, 7-day-a-week tutoring service option that students can use as well to get extra assistance in their classes. And of course, your professors. Your professors will have office hours and tutoring options available on their syllabus. So again, it's important that you read that syllabus. If you cannot make it to your professor's designated office hours, reach out to them to see if they can meet with you at a different time, maybe online through Microsoft Teams. So yes, you have several tutoring resources to help you be successful in your college courses. All right, what is FAST financial aid? FAST is the financial aid for swift transfer program that allows public institutions of higher education, so community college, to offer dual credit courses to educationally disadvantaged students at no cost to these students. So this is a program that offers free tuition and books to students that are educationally disadvantaged. So how do students know if they're eligible for this? Under the FAST program, you have to meet both requirements listed below. You have to be admitted to a dual credit program and enrolled in an eligible dual credit course at a public school district or charter school, and you have to qualify for the national free or reduced price lunch in any of the 4 school years prior to enrolling in a dual enrollment course. So within the past 4 years, if you have qualified for free or reduced lunch, that's one of the requirements to be FAST eligible, or you have to be admitted to a dual enrollment program. And you have to be admitted to a dual enrollment program and enrolled in a dual enrollment course at a public school district or a charter school. ACC advisors will not know if a student is approved for FAST until they have been registered and verified with the state. Students will be registered for fall classes by August 1st, and we should receive verification information back from the state no later than August 15th to know if students are eligible. So again, we will be registering students towards the end of July once counselors return, and we should have all of that complete by August 1st. We submit to the state and give us a few weeks to get that information back from them to know whether or not your student is eligible or not. Okay, again, just a recap of important information. Email is the college's official form of communication with you. So make sure that you get into your college email in the pod and that you are checking this email daily. Professors, college officials, they will not email you at your ISD email. So please make sure you check your ACC student email every day. Your ACC advisor will register you for all courses, any courses that you take while you are a dual enrollment student. As long as you are in the dual enrollment program, you will never register yourself. If you need any assistance, please contact your ACC advisor on your campus directly. That is what we are here for. That is why we are on the campus, to be a first contact for you. So feel free to stop by and ask any questions that you may have. Important dates for the fall. The payment deadline is August 20th. Classes will start. Your first day of your college course will be August 26th for students, or the 27th, depending on what days of the week you have class. And then your withdrawal deadline, that is an important date. Be sure to put it in your calendar, is November 15th. That is the last day for you to withdraw from your class. And then our spring dates. So students, we will register you in November for your spring classes. Payment for those classes will be due January 7th. The course will start on January 13th. And then again, important date, withdrawal deadline is April 16th for the spring semester. Again, take a screenshot of this. This sheet shows all of the dual enrollment advisors and what high schools we serve. Again, we are here for you to help make this transitioning into college courses easy for you.